This is Action Sports Jax 1st and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Ann Najjar and Levine, Accident Attorneys.
Jaguar linebacker corps ready to wreak havoc on the opposition this year. Practice continuing at Episcopal High School. Training camp. Hi, everybody. It's 1st and 10 time. Time to talk Jags football with you as the first week continues on Hump Day Wednesday. I'm Dan Hicken. Training camp open for business. So many changes for the Jags in 2022 and so much to do for the Jags in 2022. Now, everybody wants to see this guy, number 44, top pick Trayvon Walker. Does he stand out in shorts? You betcha. Look at the kid. He oozes athleticism. Can he pile up stats, though, in the NFL? Can he make a difference for the Jaguars on the defensive side of the ball? That part is to be determined.
Definitely comfortable. It's just with me. Like, I'm the type of person to take it as it is, so I'm just going to continue to try to move forward with whatever it is. And, like, I'm really ready to get in the pass now because I've been out of pass for so long since the national championship, and just finally be able to really strike somebody and be physical as I can. Like, I'm ready to get back into that.
Some notes from Wednesday's session. Tyson Campbell, the second-year corner out of Georgia, making some plays on defense with a couple of pass breakups today. Excitement continuing to build around Travis Etienne and really all the possibilities he comes with. Showed great burst on an end around this morning. And even though it's morning, Wednesday, Burrish, likely the warmest of the three practices so far. Good thing these are done by 11 a.m. every day. Doug Peterson brought in to lead this football team. Talk about a return to NFL normalcy for the Jags. They certainly have that with the coach who has a Super Bowl ring, went to the postseason 3 times while coaching at Philly. But the leader of this team wants leaders of the team to step up. Stuart has more.
It's a new year with plenty of new faces for the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2022 training camp. And with that comes a lot of new leaders. Every year, new players, usually veteran players, tend to lead from the front. And that's no different for the Jags this fall.
There's great leadership, there's good experience, there's youth, there's talent. You know, it's a lot of cool things to work with and see. And what's been cool is to see kind of the culture they've created in their room, the way they communicate, the way they interact with one another. And that's been pretty good to see. I mean, everybody's out here hungry to learn and get better at it, and that's what's cool.
Leadership comes in many forms. It comes in the meeting room, but it also comes on the practice field, sometimes after the work is done.
Let's just go together and work together, and let's be good teammates. Like, that's the one thing you can control more than anything, is just being the best teammate that you possibly can. And the love of football just really comes down to, like, helping each other out.
The ability to gel is going to be so important for the roster this year when you consider that in less than a week and a half, the Jaguars will be playing an actual football game in Canton against the Las Vegas Raiders. That's coming up next Thursday. For now, at the Jaguars practice field, Stuart Weber, Action Sports Jax.
All Jags all the time. All the time includes prime time. Weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 2 shows, 2 nights. Join us. Well, not a good sight to see. One of the Jags' big defensive pickups, lineman Foy Fatukasi from the Jets on the sidelines today. Doesn't look serious. Hopefully he'll be back sometime this week.
No, definitely not.
Little SEC fun between Josh Allen, Kentucky. Teammate Trayvon Walker, Georgia Allen, asking if there's any chance Kentucky can beat the Dogs. Quick and short answer, no. Definitely not. Welcome back to 1st and 10. It's a position of need. It has been almost every one of the 28 seasons of the Jaguars. You know what I'm talking about. The tight end. From Pete Mitchell to Kyle Brady, from Mercedes Lewis to, well, yeah. We haven't had a ton of big pass catchers, but maybe, just maybe, that's about to change. Dan Arnold and Evan Ingram, the free agent pickup from the Giants, could be difference makers for Trevor and the boys on offense. Ingram's worst season in New York, one of the best seasons ever for a Jags tight end. Arnold making plays before getting hurt last season. Arnold confident his group can help make a difference for the Jags this year.
Very similar to when I was in New Orleans. You know, just you walk outside and you feel like you're already in a cloud of just heat and humidity. So. But no, it's been going good. I think guys are acclimating pretty well, so it'll be good to kind of build from here.
What's the biggest difference for you in a season where you come in mid-season versus one where you have an entire off-season, all the practices, and then a full training camp with this same team?
Yeah, I think, you know, in all honesty, it's more so like the outside stuff of football. You know, you get closer with just all the guys on the team, and just having that off season to really spend time with those guys and really get close to them. We got a great group of guys, and I'm so excited to just play, even if it's games, just practice, you know.
You talk about that good group of guys. Let's talk about your room, that tight end room. You had Evan Ingram, you got Chris Manhurst coming back from last year, and then Luke Farrell and a bunch of young guys. It's an interesting dynamic, kind of half veteran, half rookies kind of getting their feet wet.
Just all of us get along really well. Each of us kind of have like our own little personality. Luke is the quiet guy, same with Chris. Me and Evan are kind of like, hey, let's pump each other up kind of type thing. So I think everybody just balances each other out, just personality-wise in the room, and the most important, I think, trait with all of us is that like we're all let's just get better each and every day. Like, let's compete with one another, let's compete against them, let's just build each other up, and like let's make this the best room in the entire NFL.
For you, what's kind of the big thing you're working on right now that you want to see translate out on the field this fall?
Yeah, it's definitely, like, every year I always say blocking, but I think this year more than anything, like I'm getting kind of like sick and tired of being called that pass catching guy, and you know what? I'm like, screw that. I'm gonna work, all off season. I was trying to put on weight, and really just work on technique, because I want to be able to just do it. Like, I'm not satisfied just being able to go run a shallow and catch it and run a 7 route or something like that. Like, I'm not satisfied with any of that. I want to be a complete tight end, and you have all these coaches say, oh, you have the skill to do it, and that kind of like ticks you off a little bit more, because you're like, okay, so I have the skill to do it, but I'm not doing it. So it just kind of eats at you, and you're like, no, let's do better. Let's do better.
More from our conversations with Arnold, Evan Ingram, who we caught up with yesterday, can be found on the Action Sports Jax social pages. Go give it a subscribe or follow. Hey, the Noles are off and running in Tallahassee. Talk about a big season for FSU and Mike Norvell. A bowl game, really a must, right? In year 3 of the Norvell era. So far, not so good. A losing record in his first 2 campaigns, and some tough tests on the schedule this fall. LSU, Clemson, Miami, NC State, Florida. The list goes on. Big year for FSU coming up. Well, we've got some sad news to report. Gardner Minshew admits that he is ready to sell the Love Shack bus. He also admitted that he's been living in the Love Shack bus since February, traveling from Philly down to Florida and all places in between. So, asking price for the Love Shack bus from Gardner Minshew, $25,000. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on 1st and 10. We do it each and every night, and we'll be back again tomorrow with all the latest on our Jacksonville Jaguars. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax 1st and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Ann and Levine, Accident Attorneys.
Action Sports Jax Primetime, Saturday at 10:30 on Fox 30.